Hey, hi people, welcome. I remember as a kid listening to a rather cute story about a tortoise and a hare that had agreed to have a race. And so the tortoise and the hare stood at the start, and the tortoise was laughed at by the hare. The hare says, "Man, how dare you try and race me? Don't you know how fast I am? That I can do the 100 meters in about 3.5 seconds. How long do you take? 3 days?" And the tortoise said, "I might be slow, but I'm sure." And so they took off on this race. And as they ran, the tortoise was just plodding along, and the hare was running all over the place, running circles around him, laughing at him and mocking him. And then the tortoise just kept on going. But the hare decided he needed a break, so he decided he would stop and park off under a tree for a little while. After all, the tortoise wasn't going to catch up to him very quickly. And so he parked off under the tree, and he lay there for a while, and woke up, and he chased after the tortoise again, caught up with him, mocked him, and called him all sorts of slow coach names. And then a little bit of a while later, he had a little nap where he got distracted, went and ate a carrot or something, I don't know. But anyway, at the end of the race, the rabbit had taken a nap just a little bit too long. And as the tortoise is plodding towards the finish line, the hare wakes up and looks and says, "Oh my word, he's right there." So the hare takes off through the jungle, and he's running as fast as he can. And just as he hits up to the tortoise steps over the line and he wins the race. I love the stories where the apparent loser, the weakest, beats up the big guy, or the slow beat the fast. It's a great story. But have a look at the dilemma, if you will, of the rabbit. This hare was arrogant. He thought he could whip that little tortoise any day of the week, and any day of the week probably he could if he hadn't done the stupid things that he did along the way. But it's like that in this journey through life that we have to go through, where we too, we're told, are in a race. We too, Paul says, are like athletes. We need to get rid of our baggage. We need to travel light. We need to be able to stay focused, don't get distracted along the way. And then we get to the point where we think we're better than everybody else. And we look down on others and we say, "Well, I'm a little more spiritual than you, and I've been doing this race a little bit longer than you. And, oh, well, you really need to watch me in order to be able to do this race better." And we fall into the trap of the scribes and the Pharisees, because the scribes and the Pharisees were hypocrites. They said one thing and did another, and they looked down on everybody. They judged them far too harshly according to the law, knowing full well that they were breaking the law themselves. So lesson number 3, in not being able to be, or stopping ourselves from being hindered in this race that we just need to finish. We don't win it, we just finish it. Lesson number 3 is don't stop to criticize somebody, like the hare did. The hare laughed at people. The hare laughed at the tortoise, said, "You're never going to cut it. You're useless. You're too slow." He ended up losing the race. Jesus spoke so harshly to the scribes and the Pharisees. Jesus had woe upon woe upon woe to share with them, and there was not a pretty picture. Go and read some of them in the book of Matthew, and you see how tough Jesus was on people who criticize others. If you want to stop along the way, stop to help somebody, don't stop to criticize somebody. Criticism can get you into a lot of trouble. Jesus saw that it was so bad, he used a beautiful analogy, and he said, before you take a speck out of your brother's eye, you better take the beam out of your own eye. And so I guess there's a lesson for us today. We need to run this race alongside others, encouraging, cheering them on, sustaining and helping them the best that we can, but never stop to criticize another brother, no matter how wrong he may appear to be. It's a negative, destructive thing to do. That's why David says to God, he says, "God, put a guard over my lips. Let nothing impure come out of here, because out of what is in your heart, the overflow comes out of your mouth." So we will know what's on your heart when we just listen to what you say. And when you stop along the way to criticize a brother for whatever he may have done, how painful that is for the brother, and I understand that too. but how useless that is and destructive that is for you as well. So people, let's commit ourselves, putting a guard over our lips. Make sure that we speak positive things. Make sure we speak encouraging things. And if there is something negative and you happen to see it yourself, don't judge it, don't criticize it. And for goodness sake, please don't pass it on, because the next guy's going to just make it even worse. And he's going to, and eventually you're going to trash this other guy's poor reputation. And for some of us, that's all we've got. Take our reputation away and we're dead in the water. So be careful what you say. Let's not stop along the way to loiter, that was yesterday, or to criticize any other runner running the same race. If you've been a victim of criticism, you have to forgive. That's probably the best advice I can give you. Forgive and move on. Don't obsess over it. Don't analyze it over and over and over again like we can tend to do. And I know I can do that. Best thing is let it go. Keep going. Have a great day.